Meshach and Abednego answered and said to the king, "O Nebuchadnezzar, we have no need to answer in this matter. If that in the case our God, Vuong, who we serve, is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us from your hand, O king."
Okay, let's have a brief synopsis. So what just happened? What did you read? You don't remember?
Oh, King Nebuchadnezzar is saying it to worship it, and then
They're not. What made them stand out? Yeah.
God.
That's actually a good interesting answer. In a sense, yeah. Okay. They stood out, right? Why did they stand out? Because they didn't bow down.
They didn't bow down to the...
Now here's a question that, like, this isn't necessarily related. I don't know if it's too controversial. I should bring it up. Okay. You are inside the church. If everyone decides to turn their back on God and you're the only one and they ask you to make that decision, would you follow the crowd or stick to what you believe?
Stick to what you believe.
Even if Vuong comes up to you and says, that Bible is fake and God is fake too, would you still stick to what you believe or follow what Vuong says?
Or like a person goes up to you and says, God is not real, it's just evolution.
Right? And what if Pastor Vin stands up in front of the church and he says, everything about the Sabbath is fake. I think the true Sabbath is on Sunday. Are you going to come with me and join me in the church? I study my Bible and I know it's true.
He opened a new church.
Or are you going to follow Pastor Vin and everybody else follows Pastor Vin and you have to make the choice?
Stick to what you believe. A lot of people go on Sundays.
Still
stick to what you believe.
You still stick to what you believe, right?
Because God will save us.
You will be the only one there. That'll be a hard choice to make, right? To be the only one when everybody knows. Let's say even your family changes sides. Even your best friend changes sides. But you know that God is speaking to your heart and He tells you what is right. Do you stick with what you know from the Bible or do you follow everybody else?
Stick to what you follow the Bible.
Thank you, King. I like that. Bold.
Yeah, you guys just making an indecisive decision. He's just like, stick what you know.
Because I can tell you it happens in our churches. Okay? Do you know for yourself what you believe? That even if all of the heavens fell down, you'd still be standing up for it? And what if someone told you, I'm going to toss you into prison for what you believe?
Prison.
You'd go to prison? So this is what Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego are facing, okay? Everybody in their church has essentially turned sides. There's only three of them. Three of them, and they're young, okay? They're young. They're not necessarily pastors or anything. They're young guys. But they stuck to what they believed, even though the king, okay, President Obama comes up to you and tells you personally, the king personally tells them, you're going to be tossed into a fire. And what did they say?
You're going to follow Obama or whoever, or you go to prison?
I would still stand up.
Do you have a question? Comment?
Because he said he would be in but he gave him another chance.
He did give him another chance. So but what did they say to that other chance?
Said no.
They said, we don't even need another chance. We don't need to make another choice. There's no question about it. Even if you did it again, we'd make the same decision. Okay, that's one thing. Now, why didn't God step in at this point and, maybe put Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in a place where they wouldn't have to go through this decision? You guys ever wonder that? Maybe sometimes you come through in points of your life where you are faced with consequences. Consequences that could change or make or break your life, your next path, your next day, right? You guys ever wonder, where is God? if I don't make this decision, I'm going to be put through a very fiery trial. You guys ever go through those experiences? Maybe you wonder, where is God when I'm hurting? Yeah, go for it.
Well, I guess he just wanted to teach everybody a lesson about, like, them didn't realize that their salvation is God. He just wanted to set them there and he had to go.
Anybody else? If I were to ask you, why didn't God just, maybe tell Nebuchadnezzar in a dream not to do this, rather than put everybody's life at risk?
He wants to see what might
What happened next? Yeah. Anybody else? For the tough trials in life, like, why doesn't God prevent trials from coming into our life? Is God all powerful? Is God good? Is God loving? Why do bad things happen to us then?
Test our faith.
To test our faith. What for?
Because he doesn't really know whether or not we are for him unless we have that decision.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
He doesn't really know whether or not we are for him unless we have a decision in front of us. And if we have a good time, if we're all in good times, we don't have any decision because we're kind of forced into that area. But if we have a bad time, then we have a decision in front of us.
But doesn't God know everything?
Yes.
Doesn't he know what kind of decision we'll make? Why does he have to put us through hard times?
Because we have free will.
The fact that
No choice to make, right?
Sorry, what were you saying, Kenny? No, say it out loud.
So we can we can read our minds, right? But it's not the same thing as one doing it. It's like, it's more after minutes. It's like,
So Kenny is saying like an apology to someone. It's when you forgive someone, it's not just saying forgive, but the actual act of it makes you grow as a person and grow from your experience. So we have bad experiences so that we can learn from the experiences, right? So that we don't make the same mistakes. If it's always good, you don't know what's wrong and right. So when it's something we did and it was a bad experience, you learned something. So next time you don't make the same mistake again. Okay, so and just like so a lot of time we go through the fire through these trials is to develop our, what do you think we're developing? The what? Faith and character, right? I'm sorry, it's a backwards C. It's the right C. That's right. Okay, so our character, because in heaven, are you going to take your title? Are you going to be, like if you are a CEO of a company, are you going to take that to heaven?
no.
If you are the best teacher, best professor, let's say you teach math or English or science or whatever, are you going to take that title to heaven? Does it matter? Not really. No. The only thing you'll take is your character. Yes, correct. And so we go through things so that we can grow as an experience, grow as a person, to develop and further improve our character, so that we can be more, this is what God is trying to teach me. Or something we're weak at, like if you're weak at being patient at something, he puts you in situations where you're like, you get sick of waiting, but then you take that time and realize, hey, maybe God's trying to teach me something, or you are short-tempered, or you're very easily angry. All right, and those are the things you want to learn how to control, because one of the fruits of the Spirit is self-control, and that's really tough, because the worst person is the person looking back in the mirror at you, right? That's the hardest enemy to overcome, because you know that person, which is yourself, the most, and you know your weaknesses, your strong points, and where you fall down. But it is through that you develop to become refined in the fire.
Okay, let's see what happens at this dramatic point. Verse 19, where are we? Christy?